But do you know her secrets? And no, I'm not talking about Taylor Swift Easter eggs. No one cares about that, alright? I don't care where they are or what they do, alright? They don't serve a purpose for me personally. It's just Taylor Swift's way to play with her fans. But this album is kind of resurging, or so I've been at least gaslit to believe that, by a fucking short. Yes, this episode is inspired by a 1 minute clip, maybe even less than 1 minute. What happened in the clip? Well, it's the news that Taylor Swift broke up with some dude, and then in the chat, people were like, they were dating for like 6 years. 6 years, bro. It was not a Swift relationship. And I don't believe in not Swift relationships, okay? If you if you dated a Taylor Swift, you're gonna be deleted. You're just gonna be deleted though. Well, you broke up, now you get deleted. It was a Swift relationship, as I remember, actually. That's what happens when you deal with the narcissist. They will delete you. They will forget about you. But maybe Lover album actually depicts what you have to do to not get deleted by a narcissist. How to be the man and stuff. Am I right? Actually, I did not answer these questions. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. This is the stuff that I found, and right now, just literally, I found a new thing. Like, what, deleted by a narcissist? Are you kidding me, bro? What is that? But that's a very good question, because narcissist, and you might not know, but Taylor Swift is one of them. Just like maybe not hostile, not a terrible one. I'm in love. I'm a lover. I want to be a lover. All right, maybe I'll succeed in the end. I also have a fucking title, which is something I can flex on her and everyone on America. Actually, oh look at me, I hold a title. Who gave me that? I just hold it though. It's like a name, but you can hold it. But what are the rules? I can figure it out. I'm a smart person. I can figure out the rules. But we'll get to that. It's just if you look up, is the says we all got crowns, and it's not true because you literally come up with the crown just like a name. But most people like have names already. But the crown is something you actually choose to be, like a princess of Disneyland. I don't know, but there's a lot of princesses, so that's a shitty title. You gotta pick something more unique to be powerful. And I hope you know where this phrase comes from. The most controversial video ever made. The most political statement. We'll get to that. So there's some spice in there. There's a few things to talk about, but in order to not get deleted by narcissist, my intuition says you have to be just as important, just as well, confidence. There's a confidence and courage. So you have to be courageous to do or say certain things, um, to be relevant enough. And if you're not one of those things, and I'll show you guys something very funny. All right, so you type in his name, right? Joe Alwyn. What happens? What happens if you type Joe Alwyn? All right, do you get his movie references or some bullshit like that? So view count. First of all, you get Taylor Swift's song, but no more. So it was literally invisible string or something, and now it disappeared. Alright? That's cool. No more strings. There was a breakup now. And if you don't believe me, it's somewhere in my previous recording, which I will never find. And yes, I was playing Hearthstone, because I listen to music and play Hearthstone. What else am I supposed to do? Also, it's very fun. It's new expansion, guys. You must understand. Also, she says video games in the album. That means she approves video games, finally. A girl understands. But that's all she said, by the way. So, very interesting. I am trying to find the Alvin dude, and it's not working, guys. Actually, it's right there. And I was kind of, mesmerized. Almost to the point of laughter of how pathetic the situation is. But, this is where I should be highlighting. Yeah, so this thing, the string, what? Invisible string, and now it's severed. Now it's gone. What? That is fantastic. No more strings then. No strings attached. Joe Alvin just gonna tumble and fall into irrelevancy because everything about him, funny enough, because if you're in relationship with a narcissist, you have to beg for irrelevancy. You just gotta fucking grab it as much as possible. So when people type in your name, it's not like Taylor Swift is gonna pop up. Your work is gonna pop up. People know you for you and not, oh, you dated Taylor Swift, congratulations. That is very embarrassing, and that's what's gonna delete you from relevancy immediately. Wow, his interview actually shows up. Congratulations. I'm sure you're not gonna get buried by the breakup bullshit. All right. Oh, by Joe Alvin. Thank you. Thank you for a contribution to society. Very good. So 6 years, and I haven't heard anything about this guy. Nothing. I didn't give a flying fuck technically, right? But like I'm a follower of Taylor. Because I listen to all her music and content and stuff. And like, no Joe. There's no Joe Schmo. Alright? Until now that, oh, they broke up? What? Who? With what? Why? Who cares? I never asked to know what she was dating with in the first place, but now I know, I guess. In the most satisfying way. When it actually ends. Anyways. Yeah, so if you got caught by this video, I would definitely pursue Taylor Swift. And I need all her secrets. Alright? We need to figure out all the secrets. We need to be torn with all the questions that she has to offer. And yes, I believe we answered this one. We cannot allow narcissists to delete us, to forget us. And another thing that is a torture for a narcissist, if you just poke them, every now and then, you just poke them, remind them that you exist, that is torture, alright? That is known as waterboarding a narcissist, or just throwing a little bit of water, or a waterfall towards a narcissist. It just destroys their self-esteem immediately, because now they have to care about you and stuff. It might not work 100% of the time, but that is the way. Because the way you have to think about it is, well, you can't. Because I've gathered all the knowledge, guys, about the elements, personalities, and all that stuff, so I know. I know, guys. The only thing you can do is ask a lot of questions. But I'm not ChatGPT, so I can't always answer them. Maybe I will turn myself into ChatGPT. For $1 million. Anyways. Let's get into the meat of things. So yeah. I checked this video, and it's like, it's so funny. Like, there's nothing romantic about it. There's nothing like, oh wow, that was a really strong relationship. I don't want to get in between them, even though they're exes now. There's no way I would be able to do that. No. Celebrity relationships are always pathetic, just like their YouTube channels are pathetic. There's no exception, guys. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, basically. And for men and women, the relationship is even weirder, especially when a woman is like really strong at expressing what she kind of like desires in a man. So this is what you're also gonna get from the album, hopefully, if you intuitive enough. But that's the point. And the funny thing is about being intuitive. My oh my god, men cannot be intuitive. Why is that? Because they don't get approached by strangers. They're not attractive. All right, men's supposed to be repulsive, and it's sometimes ridiculously hard for them to even not repel someone when they approach someone. You know, technically you can freeze a target. I don't know. You can burn their self-esteem. You can release gas inside their system, and they're going to be very thankful for it. So they're going to listen to you for like 10 seconds. Congratulations, you earned 10 seconds. They will listen to you, and then they will just run away from you. Because that's it. You got your 10 seconds of fame, Mr. Man. I need to hang out with women now. And people are attracted to women because, first of all, they literally hold keys to society. They interconnected together. And they have to always search for good vibes and project them back to everyone. Just shine all the time. So yeah, and they're just generally attractive and have them. Some people would say the eggs, but like I don't care about Easter eggs. What do you mean? I don't understand. So they lots of Easter eggs here. No, I didn't found a single one, by the way. I don't know what people are talking about. Like unless it's obvious, I'm not gonna look for that shit. I don't need Easter eggs from Taylor. Whatever that is, it's probably just her way to troll, her way to entangle people with knowledge that they're not supposed to know. You know, just like knowing what Cornelia Street is kind of a curse, because like you can just pick random street that you're sentimental about, and it's like that's your Cornelia Street. That's what she's singing about, and she has a heartbreak about that street. And I have a perfect street, actually. I went to UK for 4 years, right? And I had to leave. And I'm attached to that street because I would walk around. I would actually go outside and get familiar with it. And there's a few memories here and there that just very unique that I would never really be able to make anywhere else, technically, or anymore. So yeah, that street is pretty brutal. This is where I started, losing my mind to celebrities. So it's a magical street. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I could say exactly what it is, but again, I don't really want to break the magic. It's just like it's so relatable that there's a street there that's really impactful in someone's life. And that's like, why? Why would that be the case? How do you establish that? And that's another magical part. And I have to put it down as what? How? What? I have troubles, man. I swear. When it comes to Discord emojis, I am definitely torn apart into pieces. And someone is trampling on top of that. Anyways, so how do you make a street sentimental so it actually tickles your memory? But like you have to just like definitely spend a lot of time there, and again, craft memories. For me personally, again, I live in shadows, and there's ups and downs to that. What does that mean? So you have to get familiar to who I am. Again, if you watch my videos, I probably mention that I live in shadows all the time. But in this context, Again, I pursue celebrities. I'm still like outsider to society, but I feel like I have mastered the shadows. It's just no one wants to let me in, as well as no one wants to let anyone in. It's, when you're in the shadows as a man, it's like you do your job. You just do your job, but you feel rejected, so you try to come back, and there's fucking idiot women either being silent or just annoying. They don't understand how to communicate. It's just like, what the fuck is happening on the border of society right now? It literally feels like we live in apocalyptic times, where women don't have basic skills. They know how to look pretty and attractive, but that's not a basic skill. That's being a woman. All right, but then there's a being a human being skill. So, which is communicating, trading information, and most importantly, bonding, creating relationships that make sense. So, what women tend to do is check vitals in case someone is definitely losing their mind. Then they will take care of that person. But I had to come back to my mom's basement. All right, I was hoping like in UK I'm gonna find a way to live, but nope. Is I just found a way to pay rent, and that's not a good thing to do. Paying rent is for losers. So that was a thing that I just burnt out, and I had to come back because my sanity was also burning out. Because how do I fucking live? And everything hinges on money essentially, and it's so terrifying to me. But so that's my background. I figured out how to survive. I figured out how to get my passive income from the government. We just begged the government. Look how stupid I am. I pushed an old woman because I was angry. You know that I'm mentally ill, right, government? Thank you. And now we both, me and my mom, get paid. And it's like, it doesn't ruin my reputation. It actually allows me to make YouTube videos whenever I want, for as long as I want. It's like now I'm just free to do that. Technically, my life is still very much in danger, and I'm still in shadows, and I will try to leverage myself with the things I see over here on the other side and try to bond with that. So maybe the border just erodes, or we just smash like a wrecking ball, bam. You know, like who knows what has to happen, but something has to happen, because the things I see on the border not so attractive. All right, the women who think they're attractive, I'm not gonna fight for them, though, and I'm not interested in strangers. You know, if it doesn't start somewhere, if it doesn't develop, the relationship doesn't exist. And it's like, if you guys have figured out what's going on, all right, or you just want to call me an incel and you think that's gonna work, please do that, all right? As long as it actually works and it enlightens me with what the fuck is going on. Because I don't believe anyone has solved this problem. I just barely see it being the case. So that's cool. But my solution, again, is to leverage myself, find the celebrities. I found the most powerful four celebrities: the Cross, the Powerpuff Girls. So I'm leveraging myself with the center of the universe, with the center of society. This is potentially how dark my life is. I don't know, but the more power I collect, the more leverage I need to be able to be attached to society to begin with, to like acknowledge that society even exists and hold something valuable in there, in forms of celebrities. So as a shadow person, you leverage yourself to celebrities. I should be just as popular, but I'm not. While celebrities are probably not supposed to be that popular, but they are. That's the leverage. And I love that shit. Uh, I'm supposed to be more popular than a complete zero rejected by society. Because, like, wait, I have no value to offer? I just have to work as a slave? Is that my destiny? Is that everyone's destiny inside society? Sounds pretty fun to me. I do want to be rejected, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Because everyone seems like an idiot that gets offended when they being called an idiot. Like, excuse me? Yes, I know you have figured out how to survive. I don't care about that part. But can you fucking talk? Can you fucking improve your life past survival? Can you do that? Probably not. Most people cannot do that. And that's scary, but this is besides the point. I just show you where I come from and why I have to leverage myself with celebrities and understand what secrets they hold and what values they hold. What do they understand as they are inside society? What do they project? What kind of information can you gather? That is the Torn premise of Torn. So, or you can just listen to the song and get absolutely nothing, no information, because I just took the title and I thought it was super fun, and it's like Ava being a superhero, and I had to take Ava's song specifically, because again, there's crosses upon crosses. It doesn't stop here, it goes like this, and like that, on every end, and maybe it could even branch out again, but maybe we can stop there, alright? Actually, the way I want to branch out is put another cross on the end sections, like that. So Taylor actually has her own cross on the cross. Taylor is a Powerpuff, or Power Pop, I don't know how I should call them. Power Pop sounds about right? Because what the fuck is Powerpuff? We're talking about pop stars here. Anyways, so she has a cross called War 4, which I don't use yet. I don't use any crosses right now. I do feel like a Terminator with all these weapons equipped. And my weapon of choice is definitely whatever women do to people. Because women can destroy you from inside out. And still not get in trouble. Will be defended. You know, they will call you rapist and put you in jail. And holy shit, bro. Or get you canceled. Who cares? If a woman doesn't like you, you're done. Your marriage is torn. You lost 50% of your revenue. Congratulations. Of everything you have, honestly. Why should I say revenue, man? Everything you have. You had a YouTube channel. Now you have 50% left. I don't know what you're gonna do when people start realizing there's a lot of your YouTube channel missing. Anyways, so that's funny, right? Women can, like, destroy your life. So I want to be just like them. I want to learn their superpowers as well. That's another reason to check out their albums, because probably I'm not going to check out male albums ever anytime soon. So, yeah, Justin Bieber, I don't know what you're waiting for here. Technically, I put him in this section where I beat up people, so, yeah, thank you for coming. So, anyways, he wants the 5,000 so badly, but I want to beat him up so badly. And yes, I just named Justin Bieber into Just a Baby. Still works. It's a JB, man. I didn't change anything, and he has a baby song, very popular. All right, known for his career started with that. I guess he got a lot of reputation from that. That's cool. Still just a baby. Unless he says otherwise. Unless he calls me and says, no, I'm not a baby. Oh, well, list all the arguments then, Mr. Not a Baby. Anyways, so that's that. And yes, I have to beat up the baby, so I get my other girl and the other girl and other girl and whatever. But yeah, declaration of war is something I like doing because, you know, I live in the shadows. So I gave Taylor the war for instead of the peace for, you know, because I don't know what peace means. I want stuff, I want it now. Alright? I think I deserve it. I know, like, life is very complicated and difficult, and the things you think you deserve are very difficult to achieve, but, like, god damn it, do we have to suffer like this? Do I have to just sit here and solve problem after problem after problem without relaxing, without even connecting with people? And every time I try to connect, it ends miserably. It's not just women, by the way, that don't know how to communicate. It's just everyone. Every gender. I don't know what the other gender is, but they don't know how to do that either. So that's that. That's the introduction. We can start breaking down songs one by one, but the first thing we have to do is pay attention to someone who inspired the whole thing. Also, I finally have a mute button. Why do I need it? So I don't have to use a goddamn headphones when I make these videos. How does that make sense to a non-tech person? You need headphones when you communicate through a microphone, alright? How do you not know that? Alright, bye. Let's click and mute myself with my superpowers.
You guys, this is actually crazy. So Taylor Swift's album Lover, which is from 2019, is predicted to re-enter the top 10 next week with over 32,000 units too, which is more than what most artists can sell in their second week. And Taylor is doing it in Lover's 119th week.
By the way, people sell albums? What is that? That sounds very old school to me. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna be missing days where, like, people are not just uploading good music. And unfortunately, I have to say this, Taylor Swift music, not very good. And her voice, not very interesting. And whatever she sings about, also not very interesting. So, I'm sorry, Taylor. But I'm not gonna be, I did not enjoy the experience. I already had the experience. I'm just, like, trying to remaster the video because, everything, it didn't work out very well. And I'll just blame it on her. Because, like, the other girls, like Ari and Selena, like, they're phenomenal with their music. That is cool stuff. Taylor is just boring. But I wanted to review Reputation album instead of this, of whatever the fuck is going on after the breakup. Right? But I have to follow the fans and, like, double check, because I just didn't know what Lover album contained. What kind of information, you know. Because I've checked out most of her music, maybe all of it, just to see if she has good stuff. And it's very rare. Incredibly rare. Alright, if we compare, Ari has like 14 hits or something. In Ultimate Playlist. So this says 30, but there's a thing that I did, so it's minus 14, so it's 16. It's 16 songs. Technically, I added another Thank You Next, and I added a remix, so it does still feel like a 14. It's weird. And then Taylor, Selena has similar amount. 11? How? Well, she is doing fine, like, recently. And it is true that I skipped her year. I dedicate, like, years to the cross as well. To the Powerpuffs. And now I have dedicated all 4 years. And now we just moved on to the special year that has no dedication. Just combine their powers if you can. So I actually had to skip the year because I was you know gathering that government money, guys. So but you gotta be enslaved for a little bit. That's how it works. Um, it's cool. Maybe we can find even a few more songs if we squeeze hard enough. So technically, like, I have like a weird relationship uh, with Taylor where I'm like, Ari and Selena way hotter than Taylor. I don't care what Taylor does. But then I check her out and it's like, Jesus Christ. She looks fucking gorgeous. And she still looks normal. She was like a stick figure. And I want to bring up some photos. She looks like a stick figure back in the day, which is normal for a tall person to look like that. And now she looks fucking juiced up and happy about it. And shared her journey of like, I don't want to put up too much weight, What do people think about that? They will hate me on that. And well, she found the perfect principle that set her free, and now, well, she still looks normal, or more normal than ever before. More normal than Selena and Ariana combined right now as we speak. She's just ridiculously normal. Can Selena and Ari come back in like 3 years? Because Taylor is older technically, so they have time to fix themselves. But yeah, in terms of body and, her music is not terrible. It's meaningful. It's something else. And maybe I just don't fully understand or appreciate it. And it still feels like a baby voice. That a very young girl's voice on a woman's projected from a woman, from a grown-ass woman. It's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. So let's look at the stick figure. We're gonna hear her voice anyways. You can hear her voice all the time. I got comfortable with her voice, but if you really think about it, like, it's still a baby. It's still a child. Maybe I shouldn't call her. It's a girl's voice, not a woman's. I'm sorry. Why is it stuck that way? What does she has to say about that? I don't know, bro. But essentially, you get mesmerized. You don't care. You just care about the meaning, the melodic thing. Well, you get the idea. Like, it has to sound really fun, energetic though. I like that part. And girls' voice don't usually do energetic stuff. So I believe what Taylor needs is like a really good remix artist to help her out. Because maybe she has just enough energy to sing, but not good enough energy to project her music from. She has no sense of music, I don't think. I don't know. Playfulness, yes. Sometimes it works, yes. But if you like compare her to Ava Max, the same person that inspired the Torn series in the first place, Ava can make a hit after hit after hit, and technically I also don't put her in my YouTube playlist or music playlist. Like, she doesn't actually appear here that often, like 3 times or something, 6 times. That's still pretty good, considering that her career is not even close at length compared to Taylor's career, and she's younger too. But like, she's just making top tier music, and I couldn't resist but to make her the star of the Torn episode number 1, as well. And she has also, meaningful stuff to say as well. As a celebrity, your obligation to the rest of the world is to project to the people who actually give a fuck of, whatever you found, whatever values you found in life. That's your obligation. It's not to flex, not to be like, oh, look at me, but to, like, give a fuck of solving problems. Because you're in a privileged position to project information that seemingly supposed to be very important. And if it's not important, well, you're gonna get canceled, bro. Anyways, so yeah. You have to be humble, you have to care about people's lives. Even as a celebrity, even as a person who has everything basically, you must not be consumed by greed. But that's what people understand. It's like women understand they have to seek love, and love is actually very difficult to find even as a celebrity. You will still struggle. So yeah, I'm glad like Ava Max made it 6 songs that I liked. Even Weapons got stuck in my head and just had to put it up here. So even though I don't really like the song, that's cool. That's great. Um, but yeah, like now Taylor Swift is actually #1 in terms of the looks, the beauty, in terms of consistency. She never really cut her hair, dye her hair. Technically, maybe she was like brown hair at some point, but who cares? Like her image is quite consistent. Technically, I like the curled hair a lot more, but it's fine. It's a lot of effort, anyways. So, and it's the baby phase. So even though she was a stick figure, at least she had phenomenal hair. Right now, it's fine as it is. Now she has phenomenal outfits. I don't know. So let's take a look into how she looked over time. Wait, what? She returned into a stick figure? This is what I'm talking about. This is how she looks like right now. Maybe even more juicy. I don't know. I always look into the legs because that's all I care about. I'm sorry, guys. But like back in the day, like it's a stick figure. I saw a photo that's even like worse. So I have to pull up Pinterest for this one. While Selena and Ari are shameable of different spectrums. Alright, I think you can figure out which ones. Taylor is trying to be normal and clean from, drugs and negative influence. And whenever she feels bad, she probably just breaks up with a person. Perfect. But still, you yourself have to be clean. If you want to impress her, am I right? Well, I feel pretty clean. And very lonely. For forever, technically. That's not a stick figure. We can go a lot worse into the past. This is almost there, maybe? Almost there. Maybe this could be an example. And it's still kind of cute photo and it's all fine, but like the way she describes it, you can sense what's actually going on. Like feeling that you're running out of energy, running out of fuel. It sucks. And just looking at her like this, like, oh, how did you not break? You're a very tall person. How did you not break a leg? Is the funniest thing. It's a sentimental joke now because it's a thing on a YouTube video with Justin Bieber. Break a leg moment. Yeah. You could do that in the past, but now it's a juicy Taylor Swift. Unbreakable. Unbendable. And that's cool. Cool that she, remains more sexier than the other two losers. God damn it. But they got their, Disney careers. Who cares? Right? And yes, I could talk about the fourth girl, the Jewel. I just fingers crossed that the Jewel is gonna shine bright enough in the future. We're not gonna look at Jewel, all right, and talk about her. And is she normal? I don't know. She looks pretty normal as well. It's just mm, we she has to work harder. All right, let's finish this shit.
Literally, all she did for this to happen was break up with Joe Alwyn, and now that she's out of her lover.
Literally all she had to do, guys. Wow. That is I'd skip that part with my brain, but like what? All she has to do, guys, is break up with that person, and now she's gonna trash that person and destroy his life with music or whatever. But it can get a lot worse, cause I exist, and if I get into a relationship with a celebrity, the whole world would flip upside down. Not just the exes. The exes probably will find the superpower where your penis uh, detracts back into your body. So you like, what gender I am, you don't know. You don't know what I'm capable of anymore. You don't know if I have a penis or not. That's great. You don't have a penis or balls. There's no way I can damage you or your reputation. But like, yeah, weird things would happen if a shadow person gets with a celebrity because I have intentions. I have information that needs to be spread around somehow. And celebrities will kind of need that resource to be inspired to work with passion and not just for whatever reason, because they don't really have reasons. Like, they're already rich. They can retire any moment. So why the fuck would you work at all? Right? But they also have problems, technically. And it helps when you express yourself to, like, deal with your problems. So that's cool.
Era, you all want to enter yours? Kind of evil if you ask me. Like, go stream the one or something. You guys, this is
Somehow, I have this superpower, guys. I can select a place on the video and skip to that part. You guys don't understand how difficult it is to get this superpower. It's the rarest thing in the universe. Somehow it didn't click on me. Like, how did he just skip? How did he skip a sentence? What?
119th week. Literally, all she did for this to happen was break up with Joe Alwyn, and now that she's out of her lover era, you all want to enter yours? Kind of evil if you ask me. Like, go stream the one or something.
I guess it is evil against me. Against me. I will fight back, no problem. Maybe they feel the threat of like, oh, what is happening in the background? What is happening? But technically, okay, I didn't talk to Taylor, but it's a funny thing. In the shadows, I feel like I actually have influence, and celebrities don't actually have influence because they still can only talk about so much that they experience. They cannot be enlightened all the time, right? And especially Taylor is like very specific on her experiences. She's just like almost like snitching on people, and it's like, what? What are you doing? Um, just like stitching together random concepts that don't really mean anything overall. That's what I found in her music. And so yeah, celebrities are not end all be all. They don't know everything whatsoever. They just know themselves to some extent because they have to, project that they're still confident enough to be known, to be in power, technically. So they hold the ability to influence people, but I literally can influence people if I desire. Most of the time, I do not. But right now, I'm spitting out fire. Video after video every single day. Sometimes I spit out 2 videos a day. Sometimes 0, because I get entangled into some weird shit. But I literally have nothing better to do, alright, than to explore these concepts. So that's cool. And yeah, okay. We're not gonna let them enter lover era. I agree with you, Mr. Influencer. I'm on your side now. I was a little bit torn, but we figure out. It's those fans. The fans are evil. I agree. I totally agree. I'm like very surprised that he's like so opinionated. And I also checked out what The One is. Alright, it's just a Taylor Swift song. I was like, streamed The One. Does that mean like, is there some kind of new movie or something? I don't get it. I don't get how it relates to the whole situation, but it's literally just a Taylor Swift song that's kind of new, and The One is like supposed to be about having the, I don't know. I have to remember what it's all about. Even though I listened to it just one time though. So The One. Also stole The One, basically. If you type in The One, well, that's what pops up, and that's crazy. During Era Store, man. Shut up about it, man. I'm not gonna consume drama or bullshit unless Taylor wants to talk about it. Or maybe Alvin becomes relevant, which is a miracle to happen. Then I will care, sure. Why not? So let's double check what this was all about. It ends. It would have been fun if you would have been the one. Another fucking sad breakup song. Oh my god. Taylor, just on a streak, man. Can't stop that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure, Americans are very invasive towards a narcissist. And they don't respect their privacy, so they invade with all sorts of like, have this relationship and that one. And this one over here. So that's cool. And she has to break those relationships over and over again. So I wouldn't say it's her fault. It's just where she lives. Miss Americana. Yes, that's also in the album. So, shit, how do I go back, guys? Oh my god. But again, like, he says stream, but the albums are being sold, right? Like, I don't understand, bro. So fucking stupid. Anyways. And who cares? Who cares? Because when you look into the comment section, well, you just click, right? You just click on the album. And then you're like, oh, so people like resurging here, right? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 8 months ago. Nope. Not resurging whatsoever. It's kind of just random. So that didn't work out very well. Also, that's not what I wanted to click on, but we get the music videos instead, which is way better. I prefer that. Uh-huh. So I've checked out every single song, and we can talk about it. How it feels like, what it is. The best song, personally, is Cruel Summer, all of a sudden, which is technically new, and I did not put it in the playlist. Yet. So maybe I'm just underrating Taylor and her work. But even if she's like equal to Ari and Selena, like Taylor is exclusively a music artist. Exclusively. Do you understand what that means? You have to either be very good or put out enough music so there's good music in between you can find. And neither of those things feel to be true, so I'm very disappointed, but like, who cares? As long as Swifties are interesting losers, I don't know. Interesting simps, I should call them. It's much more appropriate. Then yes, I will care. Just like, some weird shit happens in her life, and now I have to care about it. But again, I was like planning to do a torn episode on Reputation, because Reputation is my favorite album, because it's kind of like a reset button for Taylor. She completely rebranded herself almost and just came back to normal. So that spark of like, wow, you could do some kind of more edgier, more interesting music and music videos that like means something else entirely, and like fight with Selena, like whoa, that's spicy meatballs, man. And collect her like army as well in the same video, the Bad Blood, right? Like Reputation album is something else. All right, you must understand why I like it so much. It's like a superhero arc that just died off right after, and it's very sad, but holy shit, it's the best one. It has to be. Uh, I'm like very sentimental about it, cause I'm not sure when it came out. Like 6 years ago now. It's a long time ago. What the fuck is happening to my internet? Or is it Discord? Come on, man. Oh, the very good timing. I'm not gonna lie. Perfect time to cut me off randomly. Fucking hate. It happens more often than not, man. It's kind of crazy. I can still talk about the titles and what I remember out of it. So that's cool. Golden is our color. Queen. But that's interesting. I didn't knew that. Why would that be the case? But yeah, that's what narcissist color is, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I still don't get my internet. I don't know what's going on. I waited like half an hour. I have to like wait at least a day. It's kind of funny as well, because Taylor's year, which was dedicated to her, again, not only was me disappearing from everyone's life, but I didn't have internet either. So very funny. Also, it's April 13, so very, very funny, Taylor. What do I do now, man? I can't access my information, bro. I hate that Discord is not online. So, I mean, it always has to be online. So, my notes just crash. I can't retrieve them right now and tinker with them. And actually, that just compromises everything. Now I have to work out of my memory. So annoying, bro. I forgot that you existed? No, my internet has to exist, though. Alright. I still can, like, replay some songs in my head. Actually, I do have access. I love it. It makes my brain think outside the box a little bit. Alright, I get to see everything, pretty much. That's so funny. Oh, I hate it. I hate the fucking magic. This is too much for me. At this point, Taylor has to be stopped. It happens often enough now. Yeah, it doesn't work even 3 hours later. So I'll have to improvise with the shittiest way possible, because I don't want to lose like 1 hour of footage that I already collected. But it means we have to squeeze the juice out of this stuff. And out of my memory, too. And we're not going to be able to listen to anything but whatever that was. So, yeah, what is the best way to forget someone? Right, how do you erase memory? First of all, it's just simply not supposed to matter. The person will disappear. Somehow it's not in the list. I don't actually explain. Well, I just didn't put it on the list, but I try to explain, like, how do you remove yourself from memory, or someone from memory. And the way I explained it is like, I have like Hearthstone, and Hearthstone would take enormous amount of time to destroy, to hate so much that you don't care anymore, and you move on to something better to do, right? Even if I get angry, but if there's a little bit of good in there, and I can focus on the good things, you know, I can continue a relationship. It's not a big deal. We move on. And it's the biggest thing ever that, well, technically reclaimed first place. It's not gonna stay here for long, but it did that very recently. Why would it take... Well, if I get really upset, I can actually destroy it. So, if I triangle this number, it would take 261 hits. And a hit is, removing a heart, going into negative. So, if I work every day, I could destroy Hearthstone, technically. And, you know, I can try to with this as well. Where it's like, it's way better to create your own version of a card game, the way you want. Technically, you still might not have that many resources to do it. Or you can just wait for AI to do it. Or there's another thing that I did, which is I made a physical version because I had to. I had to entertain myself. So I could just focus on that and improving that somehow. But it would be weird. I think it's best to just create one over here. All I need to do, like, is add a few keywords, and now it's a competitive against Hearthstone. Competition against Hearthstone. The next thing is obviously to just get upset in general. And just put them in the background, a person you really hate, and beat them up. Pretty much the same way. But the other way, I just reiterated the same thing. The other way to do it is, you can see I, again, changed the name of Justin Bieber to Just a Baby. If you change your memory, you're technically forgetting the real thing. Well, people use the word gaslighting, so might as well use that one. You gaslight yourself. You lie to yourself that this is who he is. This is who that person is. I did the same thing to Hearthstone because the main game mode is not that interesting, not that important. So that's cool. And if you're not familiar with Hearthstone, what are you doing on my channel? Anyways, you don't even know how to activate the dragon card. That's pathetic. Alright. Stalking on the internet is something now I have to do as a hobby. You know, that's how I date people. That's how I understand people. I look into their faces, what they like to do, what they like to project on the internet, put it all together. Yes, have my fun with myself, Absolutely. What else am I gonna do? But you know, I try to take the best thing possible and try not to be a desperate piece of shit. Or, you know, if I become desperate, I'll just gonna get pity points. But if I'm just gonna do whatever I want, I'm gonna discover better and better ways to do it, to the point where I will never feel remorse, shame, or anything, and no one can tell me otherwise of what else to do without hours and hours of trying to convince me and debate me, which is something I want to do anyways. So congratulations, I can't possibly lose. And she, you know, Taylor just mentions it on just a random song in a random place. Can I remember? Maybe Paper Ring, somewhere here. I don't know. Stalking him on the, I don't know. But it's not a big deal. Especially in the world of shadows, I have no choice. And honestly, stalking is just stalking with an S. You got sniped, you got silenced, you can't actually talk to the other person, so it's stalking. You know, you try to talk to their pictures, to whatever they projected out in the world, because they themselves are not going to talk, and potentially if you try to talk and you haven't, they're just going to block your ass. It happened to me that as well. All right, so you got to take what you can get most of the time. Men can hardly acquire intuition. So I again explained this most important point of the album is what does a lover mean? And that's a tough one, cause men caring about love, bro, that's weird, man. Men just need a sex partner every now and then just to have by their side. What men like think in a very strategic and straightforward way. All right. Oh, it feels good to have sex. Might as well have some whenever I can get. If I can get someone close to me, and that's the best thing ever. I need to buy her into my world, and that's all they think about sometimes. And they can build on top of that and become more human beings of like, I like to hang out with that person. I like her music, or like the way she looks, uh, or her friends. I don't know, bro. You can spread your attention. I can do that very quickly. I'm like curious about everything. But men usually just do their own thing, and it's like their partner is just a small little thing they do at home, and maybe they hang out a few more places, but it's not a big deal. So it's very difficult for them to acquire intuition if they're not under pressure all the time to focus on other people and sympathize with what they're doing. And technically, even I still don't have intuition, you know, because again, you have to be approached by so many people. For me, I just have fear. It's like if someone actually gives a fuck about me and asks a question, I'll just melt as a puddle, and I wouldn't know what to do. But women need it because they get approached a lot more often, and they need to know people's intentions and which one is good, which one is bad. They still sometimes can fail their own game, absolutely, and that is a miserable ending to your attempt to find love, if you ever even searched for. I mean, I would imagine women are human too, and they make terrible mistakes, regardless. And some people who approach them, they're assholes, but they like, well, they did the best job of hiding it or whatever. So, you know, and they got chosen. But and over time, like, you meet more and more and more and more people. It's crazy, and some people didn't even want to approach you because you way too hot for them, technically. But they were actually like moral people. I guess I am the example of that, but who knows? And then, what, am I too late? Am I too late for the party? You already married? Interesting. I'm not too late. It's just you too quick. Like, these celebrities, they wait a long time to get married. Holy shit. And now they're gonna wait a long time to have children. Until they're like 50 or something. When they can't even do that. But they will wait, bro. You don't even have to make a child. You just adopt the fucking child. Like, what's the difference? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. So, where do I think about intuition? It's about, in the title, I think he knows. And actually, I think... I don't know. Maybe I think he knows also did the thing as well. With the stalking on the internet idea. So... Just the title alone is like... Taylor is hoping that he knows. I think he, because she's a crybaby, so I think he knows means, please, you have to know, or I will die inside constantly. You have to know how I feel without me expressing myself all the time. You know, you have to be you have to have some intuition. And technically, if you actually develop pattern recognition, that's the real intuition, and technically I have that. Alright? But it's still not like a snappy thing that what women supposed to have for like self-defense. But it's something that would happen if I would get approached, if I would get, comments on YouTube. Like, I would get a good grip and feeling of what people are trying to do when they say certain things. For me, right now, I only care about the comeback. But overall, is like, do people mean it, or are people just problematic? You still have to investigate. And again, some women who they get out of control with the intuition because they don't come back. They don't try to test different things about whatever they are attracting. They have to be curious, way more curious of like, how much do people actually care, and what can you do with them that's useful for you. And it's a very complicated thing, obviously, the men and women attractiveness shit. Men are repulsive and women are attractive. Isn't that crazy? And most people don't think that men are repulsive, and it's like, what else do they do? They acquire power and skills, and they don't look that, attractive to begin with. It's just, you're repelled so much that you have to, like, actually care now, because now you have been cornered. You're salivating as a woman. You have been cornered now. I really want that man. What do I do? I have been repelled so much. Please, friends. And they gather the army of women and it's like, let's invade this repulsive man. Yeah, like if you learn about women's strategies, they try not to do anything as their strategy, which is fantastic, bro. Like, for me, I love this that I fell in love with just celebrities who I never met, right? You can still do that. It's like fascinating to me. And again, I now built intuition based on just recognizing patterns, learning psychology, and technically, I simulate something to the point where, like, I attracted knowledge instead of actually being attractive, so I potentially even built real intuition, really powerful one. So not only I think I know, but I probably know better than you, and that's kind of crazy for me yeah, just completely break your expectations. That's how confident I think I am. And the next thing to look at is, am I a heartbreak prince, guys? Would I like to be that? Am I even close? And the answer is yes, I want to be Heartbreak Prince. Because there's a lot of people who just kind of throw shade on me, and it's like, come on, man. I want my revenge. Where's my revenge? You're not being nice. That's not how society works to begin with. You have to be nice. People actually think that the most important thing for them to do is like be clean and do stuff outside. And it's like, no, that's what sex looks like, all right? Before you have it. That is just desperation. That's old school nonsense. We have technology. What are you doing, bro? We have to. If I am desperate to have sex, the first thing I do is masturbate and double check. Am I still desperate? Probably not. Probably I forgot that you existed. Sexy girls all over the world. I forgot that you existed. Actually, I was approached. No, it wasn't. I found a girl over Discord, and I was so attracted. Like, masturbation did not work. Because that juice was kept flowing. Alright? But eventually I realized she was a piece of shit. So that flow just kind of collapsed. So yes, you can be attractive. It's just women don't know the most basic superpower they have. It's like, wow, if you learn how to talk and communicate, wow, then you're also very cool and attractive then. Have you made a song? No? That's what makes celebrities so fucking powerful. They're still better than you because they just have a few songs in there, alright, to express themselves with. That's what it takes. You have to, as a woman, like, if you put layers and layers of makeup every single day, you have not accumulated a single piece of personality expression out there. You can take pictures of yourself, that's better. If it's those full pictures, not taking with you to a mirror. Because that's like, if you're taking mirror pictures, you're a piece of shit. You're just a loser. You're not a woman. You're a loser. Because you can have a cameraman. You can grab a cameraman out of a fucking trash bin. Alright? You can find a camera. Men are willing to do crazy things just to hang out with women, just to be friends with them. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't find a cameraman. That's how we have to shame women these days. But I just kind of want to try and move on because I am the fucking expert of breaking hearts and shaming to the point of like, what did you do? What did you do? Mm-hmm. And now you want to like me back because I broke your heart. That's how much I want to break people's hearts, to the point that they like me, you know, that the only thing they see is me, is me infiltrating their heart replacing their heart with a new tiny heart. And it's like, well, I like that tiny heart so much, I don't even have to fix my broken heart. That's the full heartbreak effect, man. Not only you break their heart, you replace it, and you convince them that their replacement is actually the real thing. And it's like, game over at that point. Because they will slowly realize with nostalgia that nostalgia just hurts so much. But they won't know what to do about it, the girls. They'll just bitch about it, I imagine. It's like, I don't want to do this and that and this for those, man. So yes, I want to be Heartbreak Prince, but not as a title, as like a thing. Maybe if I get demoted from YouTube CEO, Taylor has a cool title that she can handle for me. That's cool. But maybe after like 15 years of being YouTube CEO. We'll see, guys. But for now, I have my crown, and I have to go immediately to talk about crowns, right? So, in the music video, you need to calm down, which is kind of ironic. It's like, is Taylor trying to calm people down because that's her style of music. Shut the fuck. Make some rock music, for fuck's sake. Maybe not rock music, maybe rock and roll music. Something more energetic, Taylor. Alright? But that's why she requires an actual DJ remixer. Someone who can actually pump real music into this and not just add a bunch of candy clouds to float around with. Like, I don't need that shit. This is why I despise Taylor's music. Sometimes it's melodically pleasing, but she has so many attempts of trying to make music that of course something is gonna pop. I don't know. So, cool. I would love to review the music, but we can't access that. I will try to, like, restart the computer, obviously, but my recording would get corrupted. So I have to work with what I have, man. I can't even stitch, bro. I still don't have the power of stitching. I would, restart my computer in a heartbeat, bro. But if I can just finish this, that's fine. Where the wise man, I'm scared. I don't remember which one is it. Maybe, no, it's not Paper Ring, so it has to be still this. Which is quite fascinating, right? And also, her calling herself Miss Americana also is a big deal. You know, it's like an American representation, almost like a Mr. Beast level, just a woman. But funny enough, their personalities match, so I guess it is Mr. Beast, but a woman. You know. And women just, like, naturally get, attraction. But she had to work for it. You know, she had to realize, oh, I want to express myself in music or whatever. And very early on. And that's cool that it worked out that way. It's always about passion, man. You find that passion is the only way. But, like, true passion of something that you're willing to do extra overtime. You have to work way more than other people on something that may not even pay you back for the most part. You know, you're not going to be employed chasing your passions. But if you can break through, it's the best thing that could happen to your life, obviously. Unlike what Andrew Tate says, like, well, you can't chase your passions. It's all about how much you can scam other people. That's what it's all about, bro. It's all about building that business that squeezes people's pockets. Just automatically. Squeezes people's eyeballs and steals that shit. Come on, bro. If you don't have passion, like, you don't have anything, and if you're just trying to get as rich as possible, that's it. What? What are you doing? Like, you do realize that's just strictly immoral, and we just don't know how to shoot those ultra rich people because it feels like they have built a very valuable business, and they could sort of get away with having a slavery amount of money. Literally slavery amount. And technically, if they just built businesses, they did in fact, and became rich. They did in fact just sort of reinvented slavery in their factories and stuff. I mean, the thing that I think about is obviously Amazon, because the other companies feel like they don't have like a backlash going on, and like, what is Facebook? Like, what, employees really upset staring at the screen? But they could. It could be detrimental to their well-being somehow. So it's always questionable. You always have to question, behind the billionaire, is there a terrible condition of terrible working conditions? Are people happy behind the billionaire? Do they wanted this to happen? For this dude to be so rich that it stands out against entire world? But yeah, Mr. Americana. And the coolest thing, You can't flex that you're Miss Americana to an American. It's like, yes, we're both American. That's the point. But you can definitely flex that on the rest of the world. That's pretty cool. So, that's the requirement that I kind of meet, because I'm European. Congratulations, I win. I win, guys. I win against most Swifties, somehow. Isn't that crazy? And I don't even consider myself a fan of anyone. I technically idolize, I fell in love, and I really like this person, and other girls too. Uh, and she's my chosen one now, so chosen quarter, I have to say. Chosen quarter. 1 out of 4. So, I try to appreciate her as much as possible and make videos like these. Whenever I have a chance to talk about Taylor, I will, and explore her world. What else do we have? So, yeah, where are the wise men? I'm scared, guys. Yeah, you should be scared. But that's cool. That it immediately flashes like morality of like, I really want to buy a wise man instead of these boys that just look fancy and stuff. This is boring. And this is why, a celebrity not supposed to look for love within a celebrity world. It's a little bit weird, but the best case scenario is like a shadow person that mastered their abilities. And again, I leverage myself against celebrities now, meaning that I'm kind of equal without people knowing that I'm equal power level. I am able to hide in the shadows all the powers that I have, right? If I was in the society, people would be outraged of like, who this guy is. What is he doing? Why is he thinking a certain way and blah blah blah? People would not be able to stand my opinions because I would just spread them like wildfire all the time. And I would get cancelled 20 million times into popularity, into becoming popular. Because it's impossible to get cancelled. They just leak out attention in case you had none. You were invisible little gray man in society. But again, I have to struggle. The only thing I have to do is just survive, and eventually I will get those pity points from just random people asking me of like, what do you do? What is happening in your life? Because I'm gonna be like old enough and approachable enough somehow. They will think like, oh, this man ain't repulsive. He probably married, or he wants to express himself or something. He's no longer repulsive. He's no longer so manly. You sometimes look into the mountains of muscles, those men, and you kind of like feel like maybe they have like a really fragile heart and they're not actually that repulsive. So now you become curious. Now you're willing to approach them. But for me, not only I have to survive, also be as repulsive as possible, right? Well, it depends. It depends. If people trick themselves, if they trip over and they ask questions, and it did happen in a working environment, a girl started asking questions that are kind of uncomfortable, but like, we were both bored anyways. So I was doomed to get there, basically. And even then, that was like 6 years ago or something. And I was asked like, why you not married? Why you don't have a girlfriend and stuff like that? And it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know, man. You just don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm not desperate. That's the answer. So, I do believe I'm a wise man, so that checks out pretty well. It's almost like a checklist of like, am I the lover now? Is me the lover? That's good. And see, that's the difference between me and a fan. Like, a fan would never consider having a relationship with their idol, which is kind of weird, right? Like, why wouldn't you? But they would not consider, unfortunately. They they would think that they do, but you have to actually like understand what a relationship is first of all and properly define it. And you can't just focus on one person either to be able to understand what a relationship is. So if you idolize something too much, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens, guys. If you become a person of an army, you just a peasant. You just an expendable creature. That's what a fan is. Now you just belong to Taylor Swift and she can do whatever she wants with you. You have no resistance. She comes up to you. You will have a relationship if you're ridiculously lucky, if she wants that. But in her world, you're just gonna be smaller than a fucking cat. So, no big deal, alright? No big deal. You can't have a relationship as a fan. That's just impossible. That's why I'm not. Kissed you 3 times because you waited your whole life. I almost got gaslighted again with the same song that said the same thing, but kiss me 3 times because I waited my whole life. That's what she starts with the song with, and then in the middle of the song you have the you replacement, and it's the most annoying thing. Replacing a similar sounding sentences within the same song is the most painful thing ever. Because your brain just can't fucking see the difference. But the pattern has to repeat, right? Because it's cool and stuff, and no, it does not repeat. And every time it happens, it's the most painful thing. It's like, which one is it? When is it? What? I don't know how that works, but it's the most painful thing. You just never know. But I took this one specifically. I cared about this one because I did waited my whole life just to even get kissed, bro. Just to get kissed. But I want a kiss to actually mean something, obviously. And it gives me a flashback of like people talking about Selena, or like Charlie Puth talking about Selena, of how it took him a long time to get a kiss from Selena. So I have the same strategy of like, I want things to mean a lot when I have them. And technically, Selena was willing to have a relationship with Justin Bieber, but now that she's kind of heartbroken, it's a lot more difficult to have a relationship. But she still has it because it's very easily available for her. Not for me. I can have shit. And also, the prime years of a man is technically later in life, but I don't look at it that way. I just don't look at it. I will chase after the same age group as myself. I'm not gonna attack little girls, alright? Because normally little girls are like, yeah, of course I want to be a housewife and just take care of a baby. And that's all I want to do. And it's like, that's not what I want. Neither I want to make a baby or build a fucking house for a family. That doesn't appeal to me. Like, we see it for what it is. We saw the whole life cycle of what it means to build a family. Like, maybe back in the day when you had a farmland, that was cool. You look back into the farmland era, yeah, you build a family because, like, you're completely isolated and you have to have workers. It's the best employee, your fucking child. Child labor, let's go, baby. But that's the point. That's what you do. I had to live in those conditions too, and it was kind of interesting. But people make a lot of children so they do chores around the house, which is still very difficult to organize and force children to do that, because like it's still a chore and no one wants to do that, but you still have to force them, and it's like, well, could you just wait until they want to do it? But like, it's weird. It's a tough one. All right, we have evolved past that, and family is a yucky thing to have. Being single and having children if you really want, like pets. Now it's, I think is the new age thing. It's still condemnable because you cannot just be absolutely single. But why? I mean, you need a partner of some kind, even if it's distant partner. I don't know, that visits you every month or something. That helps you with your problems. You have to have friends, partners, stuff like that. So I think family is kind of crumbling down as an idea in front of our eyes. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would men want to do that? Why would men want to just make children all the time and take care of the house? Like, what? Why do you want to pay for the house? How are you gonna acquire that? Well, if you sell your soul. Anyways, what about school people? So it's gonna be very interesting to see if it works out. Obviously, what happens to literally my entire country? Like, some mild celebrity could come down to my country and everyone would freak out, right? But everyone would freak out to some incredible extent if a big ass celebrity literally comes down to my life, you know, we just smash into each other. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it in my country if I can help myself, because if you want to meet a celebrity, you have to meet them in between, somewhere in between, somewhere where neither they have the power nor I have the power, but together, we can build something cool. So that would be this strategy as well. That's cool. But I still want to see everyone's reaction is pretty interesting. But the close people who you just kind of touched, who kind of know who you are and have expectations of you, and you want to break those expectations too. Not just people's hearts, but people's expectations. To see the wow face on them. I was like, what? I can't believe that. It's more like a brain break moment, alright? Mind blow moment. So, mind blow prince as well. I can be both of those things at once. Obliteration prince. Absolute obliteration. That's why I feel like I have nuclear weapons, because if I do make a relationship this powerful, like, I don't know what's possible. But I want to know. I have one life. I need to figure out what's possible, how to do it. Let's go. Let's do that. And then video games. How to make them emotional. Women are not willing to play video games because they're just kind of dry in terms of emotional value. Alright? No graphics can fix that. You have to, like, find actual sentimental value and, like, think about games in a completely different way. And first of all, the first thing you have to do is treat them as a fun activity to do. Something fun to do. Games. And, like, some dates happen in arcades. Like, I have a flashback of Jewel, Rebecca Black, by the way. Jewel, having a third music video in an arcade environment. Person of Interest, it's called. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a generic date place, right? There's a lot of fun activities to do. But it's very old school at the same time, because it's a fucking arcade. But you want to, like, do it a little bit more like a physical activity as well. Video games a little bit a stale thing. You just sit on your ass next to a screen. It's kind of weird. But it could be quite interesting, because now we have, like, distance relationships, and video games can actually help us come together. And Hearthstone can probably do that too, because you can build your own deck out of sentimental things. I don't know, things that you care about. You can just build a deck about that and just explore cards in general. It takes a long time to just build a deck to begin with, to find those sentimental things of what you like. You have to understand Hearthstone to begin with, like all these things until you figure it out. But then the question is it worth it? So I will have to promote Hearthstone as best as I can. And Taylor, actually, I cried on Taylor and a Hearthstone relationship, so now they're linked. Because that's what tears do. They're ridiculously rare, especially for a man. So I used them to link concepts together. So Taylor got linked because I cried. I don't remember exactly when, and I could bring it back up again because I record everything, all the history like that. Now it's all recorded, but I can't access it for obvious reasons. Anyways, stupid intern. I can't believe that. I literally can't believe that this is happening, and now it's consistently. I might even have to go and contact the fucking idiots who serve me the goddamn internet to look after this, because this is unacceptable, man. How to make them emotional? So yeah, you cannot look at video games as a competitive idea, but if you find like a multiplayer game that you like, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. As long as it doesn't overwhelm you as well, because emotionally, you're not supposed to, like, play that game all the time. Like, if I had friends, would I really choose to play Hearthstone all the time? Only if they like me too, of course. But we probably would make up our own games and do our own shit, so Hearthstone would not exist in my life otherwise. But right now, for celebrities, it would be they need to seek out the most craziest emotional game ever, right? Not Fortnite, obviously. If you think about it, it's crap. It's just killing other people and who survives. So emotionally, it's garbage. All right, but Hearthstone can be a lot of an experience because you can craft it in any way you want. So I think it's a perfect game for that. Minecraft actually is way more complicated than Hearthstone when it comes to squeezing value, because you have to literally craft your entire experience of how the game is gonna work almost. So I think Hearthstone is that sweet spot. I I don't know anything better. But again, celebrities actually should actively look for which game they want to play the most. This is what I will advertise. But they need that because they need to retain relevancy, and the best way to do it is to spend more free time in a public way, where it's like, well, I'm playing a game, and it's gonna go viral just because you're a fucking celebrity and you're doing something new, and somewhat relatable as well. But again, they have to pick the perfect game for that. And they don't have to do it more often than just once a week. But it would be nice if they went to the max and did once a week. So yeah. Tavern Brawl, boys. I will always advertise the same game forever and ever, even though it hurts sometimes. But that's the fun of it, It's still even more emotional if it hurts. That's some additional weirdness going on. And the most emotional thing is obviously the rotation. After a year passes by, you have to say goodbye to a lot of cards that you attached yourself to. Because you're not going to play with them in the afterlife, which is the wild format. It's like so cool. The way it's structured, it kind of just works. But obviously it could work many other ways. The way Hearthstone works is not perfection. It's just we never really tested anything else and built emotional understanding of that new concept. we still worship this love even if it's false god. So yeah, that's the false gods thing. We're down here. And, what is God, guys? Do you communicate with God? Well, God is everything. It's internal and external experience combined. If you die, you potentially meet God. Or just meet yourself. See, the concept of God is very interesting because anyone who outpowers you, 100-to-1 ratio almost, right? 100 times. Technically, that's God. To you personally. All right. And if people like feel close to Taylor, or Taylor comes down into their lives, and she would outpower you 100-to-1 very quickly. She doesn't even have to get close to you, but it's the distance that matters, right? If she like comes to your little town or something, she would still be able to like outpower you and make everyone talk about her in your town. You would not be able to escape the fuss. And will you get outpowered 100-to-1 and feel the godly powers of a person? That is the question. But yeah, love an ability to grow yourself as God and to understand that you yourself, you can also grow into a position where you can outpower other people. So that's cool. That's my definition of what God is, and it's not false. It's like literally just dynamic of power because real gods don't exist because you don't want them to. Do you want a real God to exist, be omnipotent, omnipresent everywhere all the time? You can just summon God and he just knocks you out. Like the things that God wants to do to you, you probably don't want that to happen. All right? So we just collectively accept that we don't want God to be in our lives, and probably God also accepted that he has better things to do anyways. So that is our relationship. I don't know what false God means in that sense. It's like, probably your sense of God is kind of okay. Maybe not the best definition, but because I have the best definitions, you have to buy them from me. And, but yeah, I think people have, certain clues at least of what God is. I promise you will never find another like me. E. And that's the Me song. Probably, you know, as long as you don't fall into oblivion as a celebrity, don't fall down and hurt yourself, probably I will never find someone like you. The circumstances is what makes a person, right? And a lot of normies, they have the power in numbers, but the moment they stand out, they're not a normie anymore. They have to stand out in a spectacular fashion where they just grab onto something they like, but then they will again stop being a normie and stop having their superpower of the numbers that they have, the connected human being. Celebrity world and shadow world's not very interconnected people, alright? The celebrities can always order help to come, and they just pay money, and it's like they're interconnected in terms of I can buy any service I want. It's just gonna happen. While in the shadows, well, I'm interconnected with myself. I can do whatever I want, and I can probably do a lot of things because of the amount of skills that I have, the amount of perspectives I have, the ways that I can approach things, or I can just fucking talk to myself and it still would be entertaining because I have like a vivid fantasy world that I can use. And very interesting stuff, right? Never gonna find another, because like, again, if you look into the general population, it's like, oh, there's 8 billion people. But again, normies, when they stand out, they're completely different from everyone else. So normies technically don't even exist or are being searched for, Do you want a normie in your life? Really? You want a person that you are able to love. And at some point, love is something that turns you from a normie to a family member, which is still a higher level. I don't know how you keep leveling up, but that's a good place to start, right? Technically build a family. Build a strong relationship of love. Ability to exchange love is like a strong relationship. That's crazy. That's not what most normies do, or most normies can achieve. They can achieve terrible relationships that cannot be even called relationships because they're gonna be broken up in the future. So it's like, it's just a doom relationship. It's just a desperation move, right? That didn't work out, but you're too desperate to care whether it's working out or not. It's funny, and the people's lives are very interesting. Where's my middle ground? Do I need one? So I was referring to this specific thing, and yes, I need a middle ground, very likely, just to respect the celebrities. Respect is like a very big deal, and just to make my own jumps towards them, to trust them as well. It's a tough one, but and to trust I don't know. It's a tough one. But middle ground has to be reached slowly and surely. You don't have to just jump off a cliff. You just slowly, and the most important thing is obviously connection through the fucking internet is the easiest thing to do. And then we just set up the middle ground, wherever it is, based on our conversations. We're gonna figure out where that is. It's not that difficult, but overall, it's just the connection that will get stronger and stronger as we find that, pinpoint that thing, and then we just jump into it. I mean, it's just that simple. But it takes a long time to do it. And technically, time is something I don't really have, but maybe I'm just blindfolded. You know, you never know. Because superpowers exist, and the moment shit is starting to happen, the moment you grab an opportunity, you don't really know how fast it's going to develop itself. Because right now, I feel like ridiculously powerful human being that understands most of the things. Most of the things life can throw at me, I understand what it's doing. Exactly. You know. Except I don't know what it's like to touch grass. I always take damage. Incredible amount of damage for touching grass. So when I'm talking about middle ground, I'm not talking about grassy ground, alright? It's a different type of ground. It has to be different. I swear, bro. Help me hold on to you. That's a very sentimental thing to receive. Because, you know, once you bond with a person, you want to continue the bond. And the biggest bond is not me with another girl. That would be stupid. I'm a man. I have to work to be able to supply society with the stuff they need. And holding on is holding on to my title, making sure that I keep working and keep spreading love to the people that I care about as like a little bonus to them, you know. It's like I'm doing work, but sometimes I will talk about you as well in my workplace or whatever. And then it happens, right? We're doing it right now. I'm glad, like, this video is going pretty well. Too bad you won't hear Taylor's voice in it, because I can't do that. I can give you 3 seconds of whatever this shit is gonna be. Alright. I just realized if you press number 1, it goes here. Whoa! We got internet! What?! Shut the fuck up, Taylor! Now that you want to talk, you enable internet. Shut the fuck up. You know, the only thing you're gonna do, I don't even know. Now I'm gonna, what the fuck is happening, bro? You can't do this to me. You can't. It's like, oh, now you finished your video. Oh, yeah, very funny. Fuck you, Taylor. You get nothing. You had nothing. But I want to get something. Ready for combat. That's what you're gonna see.
Combat. I'm ready for combat.
Are you fucking... I just wasted all this time explaining what this means. This is why I hate me. I hate this stuff. Also, I have to switch it to a different key. This is annoying. I'm sorry, guys. So I explained basically, say it in a street, that's a knockout. Say it in a tweet, that's a cop-out. If she's ready for combat, fists up, baby. I'm so sorry I just completely destroyed a minute of footage. But yeah, and afterwards she says, "Are you okay?" Which is the actual triggering part. Because I don't care about Twitter, and I will never go outside. But are you okay for using internet just to say nasty things over the internet? You know, if you said nasty things in the street, you could get a knockout. You could. Or you can get knocked out. I mean, Taylor does not specify. It's the funniest thing. She knows what she's doing, basically. She can turn things around very quickly. But, yeah, the idea is, if you're just a Twitter nasty person, and you're picking on fights, well, you might find a friend that wants to fight you for the rest of your life, but that's what you should be looking for, is relationships. Because everyone is a stranger, so you have to at least turn them into something relatable, something interactable. And if that's what you want, I can talk to myself just fine. I can listen to music and find meaning just fine. I can date people by stalking them just fine. You don't have to worry about me, alright? The thing you have to worry about is how much value you can get from my videos. And you watched the whole thing, so congratulations. Maybe you're not so bad after all at doing that. The best way to destroy your enemies is to become their friend. Because you get to know them and you get to be angry on them, and they will break down at some point. They're gonna be like, "I can't stand you, I want to break this relationship," and they're gonna give you bullshit reasons of why they want to break the relationship, but you anticipated the whole thing, and you just wanted to be emotionally upset on that person, and now you You're gonna do the cancellation phase. You have been waiting for this your whole life, your whole relationship. And who knows, maybe Taylor is doing that as well. Just making friends with people she wants to destroy in her music or whatever is the most fun thing to do. And technically it could happen where your best friend turns into an enemy because you broken up, you can't hold the relationship anymore. That dynamic also exists. I'm not sure what Taylor picked, but she definitely picked something weird. Alright? And she definitely would be Justin Bieber's friend if I asked her to. And that would be the weirdest thing ever, bro. Actually, I'm your friend now. Wow. I want to see there's so many things available when it comes to celebrities. We just gotta knock them out. We gotta knock them out. Enslave them, man. For our dreams. We gotta do something with them. That's fun and interactive, instead of just listening to them cry about their breakups, you know? At some point, it should be boring to you guys to listen to Taylor Swift, alright? It should get pretty boring. And again, her music is not that energetic or interesting or uplifting. It's just kind of mindful and reasonably important as her self-expression, but besides that, I will never really praise Taylor Swift music, alright? Anyone else but Taylor Swift, bro. She could do better. Unless she does better, unless she releases a Reputation level 10 album. Yes, you gotta go from level 1 to level 10 immediately. You gotta skip a few levels to impress me. But if she does that, then yes, I'm gonna be your biggest fan forever. And you know, you're no longer equal to me. I will have to worship you as a good singer, because like she's already attractive, and she's attractive for a longer period of time than the other 3 girls, basically. If she knows how to be healthy and cares about health in general, that's fantastic. And if she knows how to do it, fantastic. Because the other girls, I'm suspicious that they don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. So, yeah, but like, it's so cool. The things that are gonna be possible, if everything starts working out and I am YouTube CEO successfully, employed, and stuff, that's great. Again, the thing I wanted to highlight is like, we all got crowns. That's a stupid thing to say, by the way. We figured you out. We all got crowns. You can stop comparing us, basically. We all are winners, right? Well, no. You are winners, but you can't replace winning with a crown. It's a completely different concept. A crown is like, I'm a prince of this country, alright? That's a crown. That's what people can actually comprehend. But it's like, oh, I am Taylor Swift. What does that mean? It means nothing to most people. They just heard a name. That's not a crown. A crown is something people can actually understand worldwide almost. Of like, this is a very high status person. Technically, you can wield hundreds of fans as a necklace. And then people will understand, oh wow, those people actually like you. They turn themselves into necklace beads or something. But like, the idea is to have a title of some kind. Not a title, not a lord's title from Scotland. I think that's a scam. That's a triple scam, basically. Oh, you became a lord of Scotland. And that's all you're gonna be for the rest of your life. You're gonna have that little piece of land, bro. In Scotland, and you're gonna be lord now. Lord is now synonymous to loser at this point. Alright, so the best, yeah. The best, actually I didn't explain that because I tried to and I got shaded, man, by my own skills. So yeah, the best way to destroy enemies is become their friend. I don't know what strategy Taylor Swift is using. Is she like, oh, I'm gonna be your friend, and if you break up the relationship, I'm gonna be your enemy? I don't know exactly what's going on. Sometimes it's just fun to be, playing as enemies. I don't know. But I just know that it's the best way to destroy your enemy, is to get to know them, what their weakness is, what their triggers are, why they want to break the relationship, so what they should be canceled for, and how to destroy their reputation. But you have to make enemies with, significant forces in your life, right? To tear them apart. And for me, I don't want to dibble dabble into this bullshit myself, but maybe narcissists like to do that. And maybe Taylor can teach me a thing or two, or everyone else. I don't know. I don't care. I just destroy people immediately. I'm immediately their friend. I don't waste time. But the thing is, it sometimes just happens naturally where I turn on a person potentially. It could happen, or people would just dislike me at some point, or they just poke their heads in the telling me that, oh, you're my enemy because you did this and that, and it's like, oh, that's cool. That is very cool. I'm gonna just amplify my nastiness because I don't fucking respect your declaration of whatever that was, because it's not war. I can declare war. I'm powerful enough to declare war. You can only declare a fart. I have farted. I don't like your relationship because I fart too much. That's what I hear. But let's not make it about me. If you're a man... Yes, tell me more, Taylor. So, yeah, it's a fascinating idea that she made the man song, where she's trying to describe what she would do if she was a man. And it's like, tell me more, Taylor, because the dynamic works in a very peculiar way, where if you try to be a man, the best way to be a man is to love a man, and to look from their perspective, and to listen to their story. So yeah, tell me more, Taylor. I will be able to, help you out with that. No problem as well. So another check mark found. I'll be a lover anytime, any place, bro. Because I need it so badly, just to fix my life and people around me as well. I'm not greedy, bro. I know how to. People just have to double check if I'm a good worker or not. And technically, I could still improve, absolutely. But you don't know, because my actual project is not to shit around internet with 2-hour videos. It's to try and make the best YouTube Rewind imaginable. Imaginable. From, again, still zero editing and just knowledge alone. Just memes and knowledge alone. Can I stitch together a good YouTube Rewind using that? And I don't know if this year is gonna be just experimentation, but I will try to start building YouTube Rewind the next half of the year to try and figure out exactly how it works, and to not overload myself with too much work, where it took me like 1 month to actually build it, or half a month, like 2 weeks, and it's still a long time. And I want this to be even more spectacular. The next YouTube Rewind to be spectacular, even more, like 10 times better. So potentially I need to put in like 2 times more work, but I'll be able to just spread it out across and see what happens. And over time, see, the best thing is to just keep reiterating the same thing, and you will see flaws here and there, and you're gonna be able to improve that. The same way goes with this little button clicking thing, where it's quite powerful system, because I spend so much time in it, and every single change I want to make has to be like flawless. And yes, people might request certain things from me, and I already see this being useful for like streamers and stuff. It's like a basic program to download and just they can ask me what features they want, but technically I don't really have time for that. So I'm kind of flexing a thing that I can hardly take care of. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll grow in powers because of the power of AI. But I'm actually scared of AI and how disruptive it is, especially to the world of celebrities. Maybe they're just gonna get scared and gonna be like, "Oh, our time has come. As celebrities, we're gonna be replaced with AI." Celebrities are the ones in actual danger. You know, everyone else is gonna potentially benefit quite a bit, but celebrities can actually be replaced so quickly. You have no idea. You have no idea. The first thing to be replaced by AI is celebrities, and realizing that is pretty scary. So there's also a morality test. Are you a good celebrity? I've already touched on that, but that's a good ending to test their morality. What does that mean? Celebrities have to not just take care of themselves and to embrace the fact that they're rich and famous and they have everything they want, and just they can just live alone in their dream world, you know. But they have to also recognize buying love and achieving love is very difficult, and the best way to achieve love is to give to other people, and you get a lot of things in return if you do proper trades. So just because you have everything, well, you don't have extra eyeballs. You have to love a person to be able to use their eyeballs, to be able to understand their perspective. And that's something you can't buy or achieve easily. You have to just grind and understand what love truly is to begin with. And, well, celebrities will struggle with that. I will not struggle with that. I will struggle with having fucking resources and people paying attention to me. But, you know, the best thing to do is to recognize that we're fucking getting old and we're running out of time and we gotta do something. And these fucking normies that maybe some of them still watch this video, you gotta make the connections, alright? Maybe your time has run out and Taylor Swift is no longer your little princess. She has to move on and do something spectacular with her life. So I made my offers, alright? I have been torn and answered a lot of questions, and checked out a lot of boxes for this job application. And here's another video for you guys of me crying about how poor I am. So see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Also, be ready for combat. Just saying.